All right, well, we'll get started. Somebody jumps on, we'll um, figure out how to do this. So first for the comments, I guess, um, we're doing this virtually. We tend to be a little more relaxed in the Northwest area, so hopefully this works. As you heard this morning, I hope everybody participated that wanted to today. I know the offices are busy. I know I stopped at my office and they said they didn't have much time to watch this morning because, well, people kept bugging them. So, and they actually told me not to be in the office during the next 2 days because they said if I was there, our friends would see my pickup there and they would be calling asking for me. Um, so I was going to go to our farm over by. It's about 75 miles away, and then I decided to just stay here. So, as Kyra pointed out, the background is not from even the state of South Dakota. That's called the Links of North Dakota. Kyra guessed it right away because it's just over the border from her. So that's where my son is, the golf course superintendent. So a little bit about me. I'm from Northeast South Dakota. Um, I have one son. I pawned him off about 3 years ago down in Mexico. He's now his wife's problem. And um, I've been, I'm currently in Millbank, which is Northeast South Dakota. I've been here it'll be 24 years this December. I'll have 30 years in come January with the government. Or with the agency. So I'm getting close to entering that infamous club. So, and that's actually 2 years to this month. So, as far as what's going on in the Northwest area, I guess the big push from NASCOE President Brandon Wilson is that membership. He's concerned because our membership is dropping. Every state in the Northwest area has seen a dip in membership, except for Oregon. Oregon had a push during the Farm Bill meetings to get themselves up over the 50%. So I was just in on the membership committee. So I'll see if Evan's going to jump on. Yep, I see he's here, so he can talk about that during the membership part of it. But they got some pretty neat tools that they're developing to help the states out. We have some new people that have started in the Northwest area for the state presidents and stuff. Our longtime friend, Phil from Oregon, he retired. So now Heather Tritt has stepped up and is going to be the contact person for Oregon. She had some meetings this afternoon, so she didn't know if she'd be able to get on or not. The Northwest area for the pandemic, we've had all ranges of it. Where one of the hot spots initially was Seattle, and it goes all the way to in South Dakota when Smithfield Hog Plant they had a outbreak there. That pretty much started the issue with the livestock supplies and the meat supplies that were in the grocery store. So that because Smithfield was a very large plant. So it kind of varies, in South Dakota, our governor never shut anything down and other governors have. So, and it all affects everybody differently. But in the end, the FSA, the department, came out with our gating phase 1, phase 2, and phase 3. We're all in different aspects of it. Most of us have had to work virtually with our customers, work through acreage reports and all our ad hoc disaster programs. And everybody has been successful for it. We proved that we can do it. And when we get on the other side of this thing, it is going to change how we do business. It's probably never going to go back to the way it was before, especially as we have some, we have the younger farmers, starting to more tech savvy, starting to take over. So, and then as far as our teleworking, how much we'll be able to telework when we come out on the other side of this, that's a big unknown, just like you heard this morning from Peggy Brown. So I don't want to take up a lot of time here. So I just want to thank everybody for all their hard work and dedication to NASCO and your state associations. So I'm just going to start rolling here. I think I'm just going to do the roll call, and I'm going to ask if the delegates are on, and just to see, and that's going to be the roll call, because I can get a list to see how many were in what place. So for Idaho, is Carrie Curtis on?
Yep.
Okay. Okay, if I mess this up, I apologize. Cassie Holtzheimer? Did I say that right, Carrie?
You did. I'll text
Okay.
her. She's planning to be on.
Okay. Montana, is Lacey Orcutt on? Okay. Kyra, she's on, right?
I'm here.
Yep. Nebraska, is Rayla on?
I'm here, Joel.
Okay. How about Lisa?
I'm present.
Okay. North Dakota, I see Jenny. She's there. Boudall. She has mountains in her background. There's no mountains in Wahpeton. Brandon Weber. Nope. Okay. Heather Tritt, I don't see her on. I can kind of see who's on here. South Dakota, Mary Jane.
Yes, sir.
And, it's supposed to be Jim Anderson. Yeah. So the one I might have sent the wrong one to. I might have to make sure that's fixed for tomorrow. So I saw Jim was on. Washington, Betty.
I'm on.
You're on. Okay. Is Sandra on? Okay. For Wyoming, is Pam Metz on? Oh, was Sandra on? Okay. It's Pam Metz, I see her name. Are you on?
I'm on. Yep.
Okay. Is Dee on? Harbach.
I think Jennifer Dutton is on.
Okay. So I'll put her in there. So, okay. So that's the delegate list I asked out. So if I'm sure Rick will ask for some corrections tomorrow before the board of directors meeting. So now we'll just get into the elections. So the area exec, that's me. I've served one term. So I guess, are there any nominees for the area exec?
I'll nominate Joel Foster.
So Jenny said that. Are there any
I'll
other?
second that.
Are there any other nominees? Any other nominees?
I move nominations cease and we cast a unanimous ballot. Second.
Second. Okay. All those in favor say aye.
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 Okay.
Nay? Okay. For the area of alternate exec, Dane is our current exec. He is on the phone due to other commitments going on in his life. He does not want to be renominated as the alternate exec. So when reading the bylaws, if we do not get a nominee during this time frame here, then we will have a special election at a later date via the same manner. And then it would be the delegates that would be doing the voting. So are there any nominees for the alternate executive? And that'd be a 1-year term, because in theory, then if you're elected as the exec, then you would be the exec next year or 1 year. So are there any nominees?
It's a pretty good gig. And if you're not comfortable talking to Joel about it, feel free to reach out to me. I just finished up last year and handed it over to Joel, and I wouldn't trade a minute of it for anything. So if you're considering it, wondering what the workload might be, travel involved, feel free to reach out to me and I'd love to talk to you about it.
I would nominate Lacey Orcutt.
Okay.
I would second that. I've heard good things. And this is Jesse, by the way.
Okay. We have a nominee for Lacey Orcutt. Do we have any other nominations? One last time for nominees of alternate exec.
Joel, I move that in light of no other nominees, that nominations cease and we elect Lacey by acclamation.
Okay, is there a second?
Second.
Second. This is Kyra. Second.
Kyra, second. Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Oppose? Okay. I don't see Lacey on, so I assume somebody talked to her about it. At least that's what Dane said. Someone talked to her, so. Well, Dane said he did, so. Well.
Yeah.
Okay. Because you know how most of the meetings go. If you don't show up, you get thrown on the railroad track, so.
Yep.
So the annual report, I will type one up and I'll email it out to everybody. I'll give it to and I'll put it on Facebook too. So so committee chairs, we'll just have some quick updates from everybody. Just what was talked on during the committee meetings. I guess what I'd ask you to do is after the meeting, get a type up a final report so that we can get it on the Facebook page, or if we do a newsletter, we can include little bits there. So we'll start with Pam Metz with Benefits and Emblem.
Okay, well, during our meeting, we just talked about the different benefits that are available. Obviously, the Superior is giving 15% of all proceeds to our scholarship fund, and they've done over $10,000 in the past 2 years that has gone to our scholarship fund. They discussed that they can do custom shirts. They can also, they've gone through and added a bunch more categories in on the items that are available to us. Mike is more than willing to work with anybody as long as we email, text, or call him. Teresa from Dillard's just talked about the fact that they've been our national benefit provider since 2013. They're willing to do some educational workshops about retirement, financial reviews. They're willing to come to state meetings, area meetings, one-on-one meetings. They can do stuff in person, over Zoom, phone calls, emails, whatever. Chris talked about the fact that we have a professional liability insurance provider called Feds, and it's for people such as CEDs to cover you in the event that you were sued because of maybe an environmental review or something to that nature. She did say that the agency will cover 50% of that enrollment. We've had the live streaming fitness this last year. That was a really cool benefit that Chris got added in for us. There is, of course, a challenge of finding benefits with so many offers being available online. We talked about getting with our state memberships and finding out, what people are interested in, what they want to see. We are going to put together a list of benefits to send out to states and notate which ones are specifically NASCO benefits versus just USDA employee benefits. We thought that might be helpful just because there are a lot of benefits that are out there that people don't know about, even if they're not NASCO members. But of course, we want it to be like, hey, NASCO's putting this out there for you. So, basically, they just want to know what we can do to help states and areas out. So, I guess that's all I've got. Hopefully, you guys were able to hear me okay through all of this.
Oh yeah, you came across good.
Perfect.
Okay. Our newest chair, taking the place of Phil, is the county office advocacy, Mr. Anderson. He's going to get thrown to the wolves here in the last couple weeks here. So
yeah, so it's pretty relatively it's very new to me. The interesting part is this is a spinoff from the used to be the NAFEC committee. NASCO has now went a different direction with this, so we are actually going to be here helping county offices figure out why county committees are important to them. So tomorrow, I don't know what day, we had a 2-hour meeting on Sunday with Brandon and talked to everybody that was on the committee last year, I guess. So there's a direction there. I think the big thing is they're going to put out some talking points and position deals, trying to educate our people out in the county offices how important the county committee is to us. Part of that is teaching our CEDs that they're really their executive secretary and that they need to be doing a lot better job training our county committees and what their jobs are. So it's going to be, I think it's evolving. I don't know whether, I haven't seen the agenda for the breakout meeting yet, but that's about all I know as of now. There's a lot of things going on behind the scenes that they're doing that I think it's going to be a lot better than what we did under the NAFEC deal. It isn't about getting memberships, it's about getting our county committees active. So some of the things they talked about in that meeting were, Brandon did a good job this morning talking about some of that, about the differences between federal and county office. There's a lot of disparity there, and they got to realize that the county committee is our boss. So that's the thing that we need to, I think we do. The sad part is I don't think we've done a very good job of selling ourselves or telling us that they're the cornerstone of everything. So that's about all I got right now. I don't know exactly what they'll do, or we don't really even have a national chair right as of yet. So I don't know what they're doing there. I don't know if they've got that figured out. Does that make sense, Joel?
yes, you covered it really, really good. Okay, legislative. Jesse.
Hi, everybody. Hey, thanks again, Joel, for keeping me on and giving me something to do to keep me active and involved. It has been a really good and interesting year, and I have enjoyed the new challenge, and I appreciate your faith in me. I missed seeing all of you at rally and at convention this year, and as you guys have hopped on and I saw your names pop up, I got excited that all of my friends from the Northwest area were getting back on, and truly I can't wait until I can see you all again in person. We had a good ledge meeting this afternoon, and some highlights. HR 1865 included a full budget of $1.414 billion. 35 million of that was included in funding for hiring of farm loan officers and county office staff. And it also included language prohibiting the closure of FSA offices. The FSA 2020 appropriations is about $39 million above what it was for 2019. And 2020 appropriations represents an increase of about $32 million. At least 20 million of that is to be used to hire new employees and fill vacancies in the county offices. We are still concerned about staffing shortages in the county office, of course, as a committee. We mentioned the HR 6201, the Families First Coronavirus Relief Act, that would allow employers and government agencies to provide paid sick leave when the need is related to COVID-19. That authority ends December 31st of 2020. And under proposed legislation, we talked about HR 6800. This was passed by Congress. $16.5 billion were included in direct payments to ag producers. And the Senate introduced the 2020 HEALS Act, which would provide $20 billion to USDA or the Office of Secretary, and 76.4 million of that would go to FSA for temporary funding and overtime costs. So I think that as an agency, FSA is really making our mark. We've been noticed, especially with CFAP, the way we've been able to get things done, get the money out and take care of the producers. It's not going unnoticed, that's for sure. Brandon mentioned this morning the Paid Parental Leave Technical Correction Act would give up to 12 weeks paid paternal leave per 12-month period for births, adoptions, and foster placements, and that would go into effect after September 30th of 2020. As he mentioned this morning, FSA administration determined that that could be extended to county employees, county office employees, and that is something that NASCO had been asking for since it came out, and it was noticed that we weren't included in that. We still continue to look at HR 2478. That's the Federal Retirement Fairness Act, or as we've been referring to it, the Kilmer Bill. And that was addressed this morning by Peggy. It would allow temporary service after January 1st, 1989 to be creditable under FIRST. And NASCO continues to support that bill. We talked about the outreach and advocacy initiative finally. We had a little bit of a tough time getting some Northwest area states to volunteer for the pilot. I think I called Joel and said, hey, you guys can do it, right? And he said, yeah, sure. And somehow I got Nebraska appointed as well. So Nebraska and South Dakota will be the pilot states for this first year. The Ledge team had me create the PowerPoints or dress up the PowerPoints a little bit. So I've seen the training slides. I think it's a good, solid program. Notes that I have that I really wanted to stress that training will be provided for states involved in this initiative. The training will be tailored to each state so that state associations will be prepared and feel supported as they reach out to their elected representatives, their staffers, and ag associations within their state. It was noted that states need to budget annually for travel and other expenses incurred within the initiative, which might mean a couple of nights, overnight stay at maybe the capital city, or if you have some ag groups that aren't located in your capital city, it may mean a little bit more remote travel to reach those groups. And it was also mentioned that teams could be used as a way to meet with these groups as well. The last thing I wanted to be sure and mention is that tonight there is a ledge session after hours with Hunter. That will be at 6:30 Central Standard Time, 5:30 Mountain Time, and 4:30 Pacific Time. And we will be discussing, it'll be a great presentation from Hunter on what he's been working on and where he feels we're at as far as ledge. I just want to note this does need to be done from a personal computer or device. You can't use a government computer to join that session this evening. But since it's after hours, I wanted to make sure I encouraged everyone to join in if you were able to, and I hope to see you tonight. And with that, Joel, that was all I have.
Well, thank you, Jesse.
You bet.
Yeah. And she's the one that railroaded me into this position. So, and it's been good. So, negotiations. Miss Lisa.
Well, hello, everybody. Negotiations, we had a pre-negotiation meeting on January 24th through the 26th in Kansas City. We had 40 negotiation items that we decided to take, and 3 of which were from the Northwest area. Some of the areas of interest included staffing, personnel issues, IT, computer environment, improvement suggestions, and employee benefits. We'll be negotiating 22 total items with the national office once we went through and assigned or consolidated items that were kind of similar to each other. So we have these 22 items, but due to COVID, we were not able to meet this spring, and we have yet to schedule this year's meeting. So I don't have anything else on it until we can have that meeting.
Okay. And programs, Debbie. You still around?
I'm still around for a little bit longer.
Okay.
So in the Northwest area, we had 21 program ideas or suggestions. All have been taken care of except for one that Chris is still getting some more information on. So he's working with the submitter. We had 4 out of Montana, 10 out of Nebraska, 3 out of North Dakota, 1 out of South Dakota, and 3 out of Wyoming. Nationwide, we submitted over 150 items up, which is more than the 93 last year by quite a bit. And starting September 1st, after you do your program submission on the NASCO website, you'll be able to join and you can see the suggestion right away. And you'll also be able to see the results when they come back. For the Northwest area, the concerns were the farm record, I think, was the biggest concern of the ones we got, with a little bit in cars. And that's about all we had. So keep those suggestions going, and Lisa's going to do a great job for you.
Yeah, I was just going to mention that the executive committee decided to put negotiations and programs under one roof. They're each going to have their own record. I mean, record, it ain't being combined. It's just one person can be doing it all. And so Debbie, due to some personal commitments and stuff, she didn't want to tackle both. So Lisa's going to inherit negotiations and programs. So thank you, Debbie, for your years of service to the Northwest area. Publicity, we had a change of that in mid-year too. Queen Anne Kelly, she, due to personal commitments once again, and I know how that happens. So she stepped down, and so Tina Pierce of Montana decided to become the publicity person. And I should have checked out her Facebook profile before, because she's a NDSU Bison fan. So so I don't know if she's on or not here. It So Tina, are you on? Okay, I will touch base, and so we'll have to get something with Tina going with the Facebook page. Make sure she's on there because it seems like that's the best source to follow anymore. So scholarships and awards, Kyra.
Joel.
Yes.
Let's see here. All right, I think I got this maybe. So scholarships and awards. This year we went through a new platform. We previously had used the Google document platform. This year we moved to the WordPress plug. It worked pretty well. And then with that, our sick leave awards also went to the new platform, as did the Distinguished Service Award nominations. Sick leave awards were significantly down for the Northwest area this year. So just a reminder to everybody, those do need to be requested by January 15th via the scholarship and awards submission link on the NASCOE website. And sick leave awards are nominated to employees, members who have reached and banked, so I have to have it in the reserves, 1,500 hours of sick leave, and then 500 hours thereafter. So the Northwest area scholarship winners, real quick, we had Erin Monker of South Dakota win the traditional scholarship. Kiera Letty of South Dakota win the open continuing education scholarship. Now this is only for the area. All national selections will be announced tomorrow at the 11:05 to 11:25 presentation. So continuing on though, member continuing education scholarship went to Mackenzie Schroeder of North Dakota, and our grandchild scholarship selection to go on to a national crew was Andrew Thompson of Nebraska. Then for Distinguished Service Award winners for the area, we had Bruce Solko of Nebraska win the Service to Community. Nina Funk of Montana win Service to FSA and Agriculture. And Jim Anderson of South Dakota win the Service to NASCO. And once again, all state national winners will be announced tomorrow. So tune in for that, and it should be good.
Okay.
Any questions? Okay.
Okay. I guess the next thing I have on the agenda, first of all, thanks to all the committee chairs for serving during the year. So we'll just roll now with.
Hey, Joel.
Yep.
Hey, Joel, you missed membership.
Did I? Oh, I did. I'm sorry, Evan. He was on. Whoops. Evan, are you still on? Oh, yeah, he's there.
Yeah, I'm on.
I'm sorry, I forgot
me.
you. Well,
No, that's fine. I've been bothering people enough this year, so I was hoping I'd just get skipped, but Jenny thought she'd throw that in there.
well, I mean, the only place, in the middle of North Dakota, there's a roundabout. Kerry Smith used to lay claim to it, and now Evan lays claim to it.
Yeah, next time you roll through North Dakota, you're going to take a different route.
Yes.
We don't want you on that roundabout anymore.
Well, I got chewed out because I didn't stop to have a beer with Kerry.
I kept the little
Anyway,
clean.
membership.
Membership, we just had a great call with Glenn and Megan and Tina. they kind of hit on some of the highlights that we've done this year. 2020, our dues are all in. Now we get to look forward to the next set of dues. So I apologize if it ever seems like I'm hounding you guys. I don't ever mean it that way. I'm just trying to make sure that we get them in timely so we can have all our membership paid out. Again, I'm going to reiterate the membership database. Any new members, any changes in address, emails, or anything, please provide that information to me so I can get it updated. Then they wanted to hit on the new the NASCO website. They updated the membership portion of that page. They got a new membership video. They updated the membership training. That's great for those that do the membership in their states. It gives timelines. It gives roles. It's pretty much what I use to serve in this position. And then lastly, Oregon won the membership drive. So congrats to Heather. And I know Phil retired. I never got to meet him, but seemed like a great guy. And the rest of Oregon as well. They'll be receiving a $1,000 reward, a plaque, and a trophy that's traveled along with the Dillards. So again, congrats to them, and that's all I got, Joel.
Okay, thanks, Evan. And the membership, that is being recorded, so I would encourage anybody to go listen to that one again. They have a lot of neat tools that they're rolling out, combination with the NFC database and the NASCO database to kind of see who the members are, who is the 444s and stuff like that. So hopefully it simplifies the duties for the state membership chairs and for Evan. Okay, so now I think we're done with the committee reports. So, so the Northwest Area Fund status. So basically this fund is managed by South Dakota. There's not a separate checking account for it. There's just a allocation that's in it. So going forward into April 1st, it was $909. It's still $909 because at the end of June, because that's the end of the fiscal year. So basically, of the membership year. What it has been in the past is that every year the states contribute $1 for each member. Well, we didn't get that sent out last year, and Oregon did end up paying $18. So, but so we have $909 in there, and traditionally that is used to help a state with expenses, such as when Idaho hosted the Northwest area. I think we provided some assistance to them. So it's kind of for some states that need assistance that don't quite have the assets of other, that some other states have. So as an example, South Dakota did very well with the NASCO convention, much better than we expected to do. So we will not be requesting any assistance if we decide to try to host the area rally in Deadwood again. So what I'm proposing is we just kind of start new with this year for the membership. So basically, I don't know, Jesse, can you chime in? Was this $1 for all members, CO and GS, or just CO?
As I recall, it was $1 per CO member.
Okay. So if that's the situation, it would be $761 because the final report showed 761 C1 members, CO members in the Northwest area. So what I'm suggesting, and then we would give Oregon credit for the $18 that they gave in. So because they went from 18 to 26. So that's what I'm proposing. So that at the end of the year, basically we would have $1,670 basically sitting there. If I did the math right. Yeah, I think I did. So basically going into next year. And like I said, South Dakota is not going to ask to use any, but if we decide to try to host the Northwest Area Rally in South Dakota again. So, and it doesn't have to be just used for a convention either. It can be used for, I think, for just about anything to deal with if a state needs assistance, right, Jesse? I don't want to misspeak because you're kind of part of organizing this.
Me? And I promise I'm not critiquing, Joel. You're doing a great job.
Yeah.
Yeah, any state that needed help maybe putting on the rally or possibly a use for it if South Dakota didn't need the money for rally next year, it could maybe be used for a state that's needing funding to help with travel for the outreach initiative.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's kind of open for different things, but just there is kind of an emergency fund in case we need it.
Yeah. So anyway, so I'm going to make a motion that that's what we do. I think I suppose I got to say move that we use the final membership report that was just tabulated by Kurt, and we'll send out a billing to each state and give Oregon credit for the $18. So that, because they had 26 members. So can I get a second?
I'll second that.
Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
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 Okay. All opposed? Okay. So that's what we'll do. We will get that sent out. Northwest Area Committee chairpersons, and I guess nobody's told me that they don't want to continue into next year. So I'd like to thank those that have served. Ann, she served part of the year. Debbie has done a great job for programs for the Northwest area. And although Phil isn't on there, he's been part of the Northwest area for a long time. So at least I don't think Phil's on here. So I'd like to thank everybody for what they did last year. And I guess if somebody doesn't want to serve in the next year, just let me know as soon as possible so we can get a replacement. So an award scholarship, the judges, two of them have retired or resigned. So I need some new judges. So I'm going to reach out to a couple people. I have a couple people in mind, and hopefully they agree to do it. And, unless they're going to be retired by next year when we roll around to the awards and scholarships. The 2020-2021 Northwest Area Directory. Normally this falls on the alternate to organize this. So basically I'm going to put it together, and then after that, I'm going to email it to Lacey and say, now it's up to you to keep it up to current. So if you could get that to me, usually the NASCO Secretary, Rick Satoris, likes to have that before the organizational meeting, which we're going to be having in September 18th. And we are going to travel to Fort Wayne, Indiana, at least we think. So exercise and social distance and wear a mask where necessary. So if you could get that to me by September 4th, that'd be great. So do any of the state presidents have anything to contribute? Any quick updates or anything? If you don't, that's fine too. So I guess I want to thank the state presidents for their cooperation over the last year. And I know there's some new ones coming on. So I think so if there is changes in that, indicate that in the directory and send it back to me so I can make sure the list is up current. Did somebody say anything? Okay. So is there any old business? I guess I really couldn't think of any. When I did miss, I don't have it on there. I thought it might, okay, but anyway, old business, does anybody have any old business? Okay. Now I'll roll into the Northwest area rally. It was supposed to be hosted in Deadwood. Let's see, it's called the Lodge of Deadwood would really like us to come back there. And I guess South Dakota would be willing to make another run at it. Is that correct, Mary Jane? Maybe she dropped off.
No, I'm here.
Okay.
Yes,
So,
that is correct.
Okay. So, and I believe that Marla said that a lot of the Southwest area folks were really excited about coming to Deadwood. So I think they're going to join the party. I did ask for dates. They have a date earlier in April, like April 24th or, oh, I grabbed the wrong computer. Let's see here. So it was, let me find her email here. There we go. So the one date was April 15th through the 17th, which I believe that is a weekend. Let me check. February, March. Yes, that is a weekend. And then May 3rd and 5th, which that is a Monday through Wednesday. And then the other date would be May 13th through the 15th, which is basically the same weekend we had scheduled for this time, this last year. So basically, I guess you get if you're too early in April, you're going to have snow potential. Well, you could have snow in May. So, but the chances of it are a lot less. That's why. And then to keep costs down, we almost have to have it before Memorial Day, because after Memorial Day weekend, the room rates go up considerably. And we did kind of have everything set up, so it'd be a lot easier to set it up this year. So, so I guess I'm going for the May 13th through 15th. It is not Mother's Day weekend; it's the weekend after. The one conflict we had with last year was there were some college graduations that weekend, and a few high school graduations, but I guess one can never avoid, avoid all the conflicts. So, so does anybody else have any thoughts on it? Unless another state wants to step up to the plate.
Joel,
Yes.
Pounder doesn't like the cold, so he would prefer to have it in May.
In May, okay. Yeah, we got to take care of Pounder.
Maybe we'll see more wildlife in May too.
Yes.
Pounder
Yeah,
lives in Nebraska. Isn't he used to the cold?
MJ, that dog has to wear a coat to go out and potty, so no, he's not. He really missed seeing you guys this year, so hopefully next year.
So yeah, so I was thinking that May 13th through the 15th. We can't avoid. I mean, there's going to be conflicts, but so okay. So hearing nothing else, I guess I would make a motion that we head back to Deadwood in May 13th through the 15th.
Kyra seconds.
Okay. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Oppose? Okay. And I'll see what the Southwest area decided. I mean, the more the merrier if they decide to host it. And of course, hopefully all this stuff has subsided since then. Deadwood is open. As you probably heard, Sturgis was open, 460,000. And so considering it would probably have to be something with FSA or NASCO that would elect not to host it there. because the South Dakota, any local South Dakota laws or regulations, unless there's a big spike again, it's not, I mean, chances of them shutting anything down are slim to none. But then watch it happen too. So, because our governor never did really shut things down. It was each local community that did it. So, and I was out in Deadwood, and the one motel I stayed with, they did take your temperature before you checked in. So, but anyway, so anybody have any questions from this morning or anything? Well, if you do, you can email me. It's on the webpage. I'll try to get back to you as soon as possible. And Dane, I know he said he probably didn't have any closing comments, but here's your chance if you want to say something.
Nope, I don't have anything. You're doing an outstanding job, Joel. Keep the ship upright.
Okay. Well, with that, if nobody else has anything to add, I look forward to serving you for another year. I'll try to do the best I can. And hopefully this COVID thing gets subside so I can get around and visit a few people. I'd just like to encourage everybody to take a serious look at your membership. Every state we can do better. So we got to our newer employees. So I mean, so I know Oregon did a push at their Farm Bill meeting. Kudos to their state office for allowing them to do that. And the way it sounds, that was very successful. So with that, I would say I'll look a motion to adjourn, unless there's somebody else has something to say. Any guests or anybody on, so. Okay. Any motion to adjourn?
I'll make a motion to adjourn. This is Mary Jane.
Okay.
This is Debbie. I'll second it.
Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Aye.
Okay. Thank you for your time and effort and dedication, and you're putting your faith in somebody from Northeast South Dakota that can't even talk right. So anyway, see you tomorrow.
Thanks, Joel.
Thanks, Joel.
Thank you, Joel.
Thanks,
Joel. Thanks, Joel.